What's up, nerds? We're your hosts. I am Chad.
And I am Jake. This is our weekly podcast where we explore the world of nerd from TV, movies, games, comics, news, and books.
We will give you our opinions, theories, and oftentimes spoilers.
We will also have friends and experts as guests on the show to elaborate further on those topics.
But be prepared. We like to have a few drinks, so buckle up.
If you want to support our show, like, share, and subscribe wherever you enjoy your podcasts.
You can also become a premium subscriber over at buymeacoffee.com/allthingsnerd.
So let's get into it. This is the All Things Nerd Podcast.
Nerd.
Welcome, nerds, to the All Things Nerd Podcast, your weekly dive into all things nerd. Chad, I hope you had a good week. And with that being said, let's jump into our first topic. But before we do, good shot.
Good shot. Well, while you recover from that, and before we get into our first topic, got very saliva-y as I was trying to speak. We do just want to mention to all of our listeners that if you want to become a premium subscriber and get some extra behind the scenes, also access to our pre-show warm-ups where we have a drink or two and talk about very random stuff from conspiracy theories, nerdy things, the science behind some science fiction topics. Like this week we talked about time travel. Check out our buymeacoffee.com. It's buymeacoffee.com/allthingsnerd. It is a monthly subscription, but at any level of giving you get access to all those things. So plus some member exclusive merch, and the more you give, the more you get, because we give it back.
Give it back. Yeah.
We give it back.
Fuck you. Well, we're going to talk
connected.
about our first topic. We're going to talk about is House of the Dragon. Season 2, episode 4. Before we get into it, spoiler alert, as always, you have about 5 seconds to get the F out of here. Basically, when I'm done talking, you screwed yourself.
But come back.
Yeah, come back. Well said. So we're going to talk about this episode, which was
so good.
Yeah, I mean, this show is
so good.
It's holding its own. It's holding its own against Game of Thrones, right?
Yes. I think some people are giving it more praise against Game of Thrones.
because it's finished, right?
Well,
it's a finished product.
Well, yeah, but a lot of people are saying House of the Dragon is so much better than Game of Thrones. But I'm currently rewatching Game of Thrones, and I'm in like season 3 right now, and those first few seasons are incredible.
If you just take out of account the very last season of Game of Thrones,
and like half of season 7,
you gotta fuck you. You gotta appreciate what that show did. I mean, Game of Thrones changed television for a lot of people. So, and then they just fucking took a nosedive on the last season, whatever.
There's no more source material, and they stopped consulting the creator.
Exactly. What's cool about House of the Dragon is that it's finished. Like, everything's known.
I see what you were saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's done. So the source material is there. They don't have to make shit up to make it a good show. It's already there. As where Game of Thrones, they were like, hey, we caught up to where your books are. What do you want us to do? And they were like, I'll wing it.
Yeah.
And they
kind of like what we do here.
They did bad. Oh. So,
Well, I mean,
yeah,
like season 6 was because there's only 4 or 5 books out for the Song of Ice and Fire.
yeah.
So like season 6 and some of season 7 was really really good. Still,
I think almost all of season 7 was baller.
yeah,
The last season is where they lost me.
yeah.
And even parts of like season 8 were like good,
Oh,
but
there
they
was
were
9 seasons. Yeah, you're completely right.
yeah, but they just
Half of season 8, all of the last season. That's
they
my bad.
just made they whatever. This isn't about Game of Thrones. This is about House of the Dragon. I was gonna like go off on a rant, but I'm not going to. House of the Dragon, it's all done. The source material is there. They can stick to it. This is what we're in. I think that based on that, this show will probably be better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
obviously they're embellishing some things because it's you know a lot of the source material is sprinkled in through the first few books of A Song of
Yeah.
Fire and Ice. Um,
Spoiler alert, by the way, because I'm
yeah,
gonna talk about some shit that I've read, um, that goes beyond
yeah,
where we are. So if you don't want to hear it, sorry.
yeah. Well, that's 2 spoiler alerts. Remember
Yeah,
that.
remember that. Well, we know that we
Just how aggressive that was, and on my end, I heard the mic arm go click as it dropped. So it's like click.
we know that oh man, how do I say this? Well, they like time jumping, right?
Hmm.
So especially in the first season. So far season 2 hasn't done that, but I think we're gonna get that probably at the end of season 2 or in season 3 because they already killed, again, spoiler alert, they already killed Renice. Is that how you say her name?
Hmm.
Yeah, they already killed her. Um, the next 2 to 3 people that die in this show are um uh no, not Luke. What's the other brother's name?
Jaceres.
Jacaerys. He's gonna die probably this season would be my guess, like end of the season. And then Rhaenyra also dies because Aegon from this point on, where he just got burned, right,
Hmm.
by his brother. He only lives in the books for like 3 months after this, and his people
I
uh
thought it was longer
poison.
than that.
No, his people poison him.
I knew that.
Yeah, so but he's the one who kills Rhaenyra with his dragon. He
Yeah.
burns her alive, and then his dragon eats her. And then his own people are like, "What the fuck did you just do?" And they poison him with the same poison that was poisoned with in Game of Thrones. Um, so I have a feeling that this season, I don't know where they're going and what the pace is, but somebody huge is gonna die at the end of this season. I assume it's gonna be her son, her other son, and then it'll be her at the end of season 3. And then I think they're gonna time jump because I think the plan is only 4 or 5 seasons. And Rhaenyra's youngest son, will be placed on the throne at the end of it.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot to go, really,
Yeah.
in the timeline of things.
They might spread out some more of like the side character stories.
Well, they're doing a whole nother spin-off show.
Is that confirmed about Aegon the Conqueror?
No, I don't know. That's not the name of it. But there is another show coming out, and that's not the name of it.
Well, not the name of it, but about the first Targaryen that comes to
I think
Westeros.
it, honestly, I think it's
Westeros.
if I read it right, and I could be terribly wrong. I'm so sorry if I am. I think it's about Robert Baratheon, when he was young. Because remember in Game of Thrones,
Oh, about
they,
his rebellion.
uh, yeah, remember, Cersei asks, Ned Stark, she's like, what was he like when he was younger? And Ned Stark says he was unstoppable.
Yeah,
Like, I think the show that's coming out is about a young Robert Baratheon.
and his rebellion to
Mhm.
overthrow. Okay,
I could be
I'm here
wrong.
for
I
that.
could be very, very wrong. Plus, the internet is not a great source for.
Yeah, because I saw
Yeah.
something about that they're going to do one about Aegon the Conqueror, Aegon the First. Coming from Valyria to unite the Seven Kingdoms,
You know,
creating the Iron Throne, and stuff like that. So,
yeah.
who knows at this point in time?
Why did they start with the unfinished product? Why didn't they start with the stuff that was already done and then, move forward?
Um, Only because I saw this clip from Ted Lasso earlier today where he's complaining about we were in the Premier League, then we lost so bad that we went down to the Championship League. Make that make sense. That doesn't make sense. And then we did so well that we moved from the Championship League up to the Champions League. Different name, supposedly different. Make that make sense. Make it make sense. And then Roy Kent's like, money. And he's like, see, that makes sense. That's why.
Yeah.
100%. I think George R. R. Martin knows that he's not going to finish the story before he dies. So he's like, let's make money on it. Let's do this.
Time travel. Let's go backwards.
Stop him from. Whoop, 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 whoop. I can't whistle like that. Uh, so I just sound like Zoidberg. Whoop, 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 whoop. But back to this episode, instead of ruining the future so that you don't need to time travel. I tried. It was bad. I'm sorry. I'm ashamed of myself. But back to this episode, we once again see how terrible of a mother Allison is.
Mhm.
Not just to Aemond, the king, who desperately needs his mother's help, but also to her unborn child. Um, I mean, her body, her choice. I'm here for it. I don't know how I'm going to cut that. I'm sorry. She takes a potion. That was
Oh.
super shitty of me. I really am pro-choice. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
You
whatever.
you take
Nobody.
over. I'm so sorry.
I think what we take away from this is that nobody on either side of the war wants to have Sir Kristen's baby
Yeah.
because he's a fucking little bitch.
Yeah, Rhaenyra took the potion in season 1 to not have his kid.
Yeah,
Allison this time.
yeah. The guy's a fucking total twat.
Oh my
He's a TT, if you will.
god. Look at that TT.
Fucking total twat.
Total twat.
Man, I mean, the episode itself was fucking phenomenal. There is a huge battle, which is awesome. We finally get to see like dragon on dragon action, and I'm not talking weird stuff. I'm talking,
Yeah, we're not talking hentai here.
yeah, we're
Uh,
talking fighting, not biting. Well, there was some biting.
n-
Maybe it was kind of hot. I don't know. Uh,
Um,
I'm not hard as a rock right now, but
he was when he watched it. Um, no, but it's also I haven't been watching the like post episode behind the scenes
no.
things. I did this week. Mainly because I was like, I don't have enough time to like watch something else after this episode before I go to bed. But I got like 20 minutes. So I watched it, and
That is.
20 minutes, that's a fucking marathon, my
I
guy.
think yeah, average is like 13, I think.
Take away the one. Ladies, I'm single. Um, no, but they talk about how this is the first time that we actually see like dragon warfare,
Hmm.
and also like Kristen Cole. You know, he thought that he was being slick by having Vagar and Aemond wait in the woods until the signal, because he was trying to draw out a dragon from Dragonstone to fight and try and win, knowing that they have a bigger dragon. How many times can I say dragon in a sentence where it still
Dragon.
makes sense? But then he watched how destructive they are, and whatever the fuck they were trying to do on the ground just didn't matter anymore.
Well, and they even say it, I think, in this episode. Uh, but they say we've given the war to the dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
And there is a, I haven't read the books, so I can't speak on it really, but I know that they made mention of it in this season, early this season, with Damon talking to Rhaenyra, saying that there are unclaimed dragons. Um, there is a, in the books, there is a massive, massive, bigger than Vagar, dragon, unclaimed dragon that I assume, because I haven't read the books, I assume is going to be a big part of this show.
yes. Just because I've kind of looked into it, I think it was Aegon the Conqueror's one of his sister wives. Not in the Mormon sense, but in the Targaryen sense. Um, Kind of the same thing. Um, it's Visenya's dragon, I believe, is that's still out there.
Someone Hammer, something Hammer, not Justin Hammer from Iron Man 2, but someone Hammer is the rider of this gigantic fucking dragon.
Right, but it was originally the Aegon the Conqueror, not Aegon that sits on the throne.
Mhm.
His sister's dragon was named Visenya.
Yeah.
I think
So
that's the one. Might be Magar.
there's like a screenshot or like a snippet of next week's or this Sunday's episode where they show Rhaenyra and her son. Excuse me, I have the hiccups. Uh, um, staring at something that looks very. They both look very worried, and everyone is speculating that it's that dragon that they're looking at.
Yeah.
That would be dope.
Now I wish that I would have paid more attention when I was rewatching the first season of Game of Thrones, because I'm pretty sure that the skull of that dragon is the one that Arya hides in when she overhears that they're plotting against Ned.
Nice.
Because they show it twice in that episode. Once with Joffrey or whatever that douche's name.
The crazy thing is,
Not
well,
the
like,
actor,
going,
the character.
especially going forward with uh these, like, we didn't, I mean, we got dragons in Game of Thrones, and they're pretty cool, but the dragons are like kind of a center stone for House of the Dragon, obviously. Um, and it's crazy because they just like breathe fire and shit. And speaking of breathing fire,
Oh, I'm so mad that. I mean, that was such a
that's
good. That was
that's
such a
okay.
good
We
setup.
can talk about it more.
Yeah. Well, two things. I mean, we already mentioned that Rhaenys does die, but it was
Oh shit,
in
yeah.
such
No, I
a
missed some big points there.
great way. Like, sad that she died because she was an
Mhm.
awesome character, but the way that she passed was so badass.
It was pretty baller. But you
But
also got to
also
look at the
very
fact
emotional.
that so she in this same episode she realizes that her husband had bastards,
Yeah.
which means he was cheating on her. Like,
And on top of that, that he has children that he can watch grow up.
yeah, her family is all dead.
Yeah.
DED dead.
Like OMG dead. Oh my
Yeah,
god, that's
it's
actually
dead.
an irrelevant uh, thing because that's from Maisie Williams. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. But to the point where she like straps herself fully to Meleys, her dragon, knowing that if Meleys goes down, she's going down with her dragon, her loyal companion. They die together.
Yeah.
Woof. Before that
And
happened, oh yeah,
nope, you go ahead.
I was gonna say, but before that happens, what I thought was really cool was like Meleys fucks up Sunfire, which is Aegon the Second, the king,
Yeah.
um, fucks up his dragon and like claws at its throat, and as it's flying over the field and everything's pouring out of its throat, like it boils people alive because it's
Fuck yeah.
from like the fire
Yeah.
glands or if their blood is just I don't know that much about the
Check into our dragon talk on the podcast. There is one.
what
Did we not do that yet?
we haven't talked about
We did.
dragons yet.
Oh, we didn't record it. Fuck.
Yeah,
Back.
fact.
Back.
But
FAK.
subscribe to our buy me at coffee.com/slash all things nerd. We will be talking about dragons here soon.
But one of the cool things in this episode is, well, not cool, but one of the big things in this episode is Sir Kristen, who gives a shit, uh, finds, uh, what's his name?
Amond.
Amond. Fuck. All their names are the same. It's so stupid.
Discount Damon. Just remember that and then take
Yeah.
away the double D's.
Amond is about to kill his brother, and then Kristen, which is the girl's name, is like, "Stop it!" And he's like, "What? I was just putting my sword away." And but what they subtly show is that he picks up the knife, the Valerian steel knife, which we know is what um, Arya
Mm-hmm.
kills the Night King with later, hundreds of years later, I don't know what the timeline is. Anyways,
It's like
uh
200 years later. But yeah.
Aemond uh
Oh no, you froze. Oh. I hope the sound comes back when you unfreeze. Dun, 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 na, 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 na.
I can't see you. Oh my god.
Yeah,
You're still frozen. There you are.
yeah.
Oh, that was bad.
I filled some space. I don't know why that happened. Um,
Lame.
but so the dagger was Aegon the Conqueror's dagger as well.
Right. But Viserys in the first season was telling Rhaenyra that it can only be seen by fire. And after Aemond uh, burns his brother alive, basically. Um, when he picks up the knife, I think he sees the song of fire and ice in the blade because the knife was hot.
Oh, that is so rad. I did
Which
not put that
which
together.
which then makes him think that he is the person they're talking about.
The prince that's promised. Oh, which is also
Thank you for
super cool.
making me keep talking about this because I almost ended this like 7 minutes ago.
Yeah, that's
We
so rad. Also, because in that scene when he picks up, the blade looks black because it's
hmm
probably charred and stuff
hmm
like that. But anytime that we see it in Game of Thrones, it's Valyrian steel, so it's shiny, like
hmm
perfect steel.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not even think about that. That is so rad.
You're welcome.
You're smart.
But anyways, speaking of hot blades,
Wait,
since
no,
you
no, no,
took
no.
my
I'm
other
just
one,
kidding. Hot blades.
we're gonna talk about Crybaby Craig's hot sauce. It's a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce. It goes on practically anything. Listen up, we'll tell you more about it.
Hey, you nerds. Do you love spice? Supporting small businesses? What about enhancing the flavor of your favorite foods? If you said yes to any of those, our good friends over at Crybaby Craig's have the perfect solution for you. Crybaby Craig's is a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce that goes perfectly with your favorite foods, adding the perfect amount of spice and enhancing the flavor of everything it touches. Started in Minneapolis by Craig back in 2012, Crybaby Craig's has become a Minneapolis and Minnesota staple in the sauce world. So head over to crybabycraigs.com and order yours today.
Oh, all right, friends. It is time for Trivial Nerd Suit.
Bam, 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 bam.
This week's question is for Chad and is provided by me, Jake. If you would like to submit a question to try to stump one of us, please reach out to us on our website over at www.allthingsnerdpod.com and use our contact form. Just mention who the question is for. If it's for Chad, reach out to me. If it's for me, reach out to Chad.
Well, and the contact form goes to a third party, so we can't
Yeah.
cheat.
Yeah, we cannot cheat. Are you ready? It's a short
I'm ready.
question. I tried to make it wordy, but it really isn't a wordy question. So, are you ready?
Yes.
Here we go. What is the name of Barry Allen's grandson?
Oh, fuck, bud.
Barry Allen is the Flash. If you want the hint,
know
I think that
Barry
I think
Allen
that
is.
yeah. Well, I mean for our listeners.
Oh.
That wasn't for you. Sorry.
My bad.
Barry Allen is the Flash that we all know and love. His grandson. What is his name?
Okay.
I think the hint will probably give it away.
I have a question in lieu of the hint.
Marty said that we're not allowed to do that.
Well, instead of taking the hint, does his grandson take his wife's last name or his last name?
His last name.
Okay, then I have no idea, so I also need that hint.
Okay. The hint is you have seen him on screen.
Isn't that Wally West?
Nope, that's not his grandson. That is his wife's brother.
Even in the comics?
I don't know.
Oh.
But no, that's not the answer.
I've seen him on screen.
Mm-hmm. In live action.
Well, I figured it as much, but the CW brings in like 1,000 fucking
Yeah.
Flash variants during the show. Was it a Smallville? Was it Impulse?
I've already given you the hint. I can't give you any more. You got to make your decision, my guy.
I'm gonna. Do I have to know his alter ego, or can I just say like, is it Impulse?
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that.
Is it Bart Allen, aka Impulse?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't want to give it to you based on his superhero name, but yeah, yes. I did.
Okay.
I actually didn't know that until I looked up that question because I was super bothered by. I love Smallville. Anybody who listens to this knows
Yeah.
that that show is my favorite. Uh, I was super bothered by that in that show that they named him Bart Allen, and I was like, why the fuck? His name's Barry Allen. Like, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Uh, Bart Allen is Barry Allen's grandson.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
Now I feel like I cheated by asking a question and getting the hint.
You did. You didn't
Yeah.
get the question right. Yeah, no, you failed. But
I eventually got the question right, but not in terms of the rules of this game, so
yeah,
I can live with that.
you fail. Yeah.
Well, if you want to stump one of us, submit your questions over at allthingsnerdpod.com. Use the contact form. Let's talk about some nerd news. The biggest thing, the most prevalent for us, is we're going to be at Twin Cities Con. So if you're in the Twin Cities region, the Midwest, or if you want to travel and come say hi to us, that'd be fucking rad. Come check
Looking
us
at
out.
you, Ken, and Jerry, and Alan. That don't listen to our podcast.
It's a bummer. One of those is an executive producer. But yeah, I told Jerry about it. He's stoked.
Nice.
I don't
Yeah?
think he's coming, but he's excited for us, which is
It's a
also
long
awesome.
way to travel for a very small con.
Yeah, that he's not also profiting
Even a
from.
part of, yeah.
But yeah, come check us out at Twin Cities Con, November 8th through the 10th. It's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday con. It's not a 4-day
Yeah.
con.
We will be there all days, and we will have, if you're into it, a shot for you. If you come say hi to us and take a selfie with us, share it on your social media.
And if we
And,
can also share it on ours,
Yeah.
it'll be a good time. There'll be some giveaways. We'll be live streaming as well. So if you can't make it, you can be with us in spirit and on screen.
We also have something that we're going to,
Officially
Reveal.
announce. Yeah.
yeah, we're going to announce something. News.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be mediocre. No, I'm just kidding. It's going to be awesome. We can't wait to see you. Please come visit us.
Frosted cornflakes. They aight.
I
Or-
love frosted cornflakes.
No, like frosted flakes, they're great. I
Oh.
I did
Oh.
it wrong because then like the off brand is called like Frosty Flakes and it's like they aight. Now that we got some laughs and said something positive, we do have a bit of sad news, especially for fans of the horror genre, but also other things. Take it away.
Shelley Duvall, who starred in The Shining with Jack Nicholson, she passed away at the age of 75.
Yep. If you never saw The Shining, but she also was
Shame on you.
right. It was also Olive Oil in the Popeye live action back in the day. Was in
Mhm.
Annie Hall. Was in Three Women. I haven't seen Three Women, so I don't. But it was like one of her top credited roles.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
I don't
did
know.
pass
Oh,
away.
Excuse me. I don't know how or why, but it's sad.
She was an icon.
In lighter news,
Yeah, let's get back to some exciting things.
go ahead. You want me to do it?
Yeah, sure.
We just doctor,
Doctor.
doctor. Okay. So the Captain America 4 trailer dropped. Um, with Sam Wilson as Sam Wilson? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam Wilson as Captain America
Captain.
and Captain and Harrison Ford taking over as Thaddeus Ross. Uh, a lot of a lot to unpack. We don't have a shit ton of time to unpack it all, but big things. Go point for point. You go.
Well, first off, I do like that in the first trailer where they show Harrison Ford, that they dropped the line of still getting used to the new look. And they're like, yeah, they made me shave the mustache. Otherwise, I wouldn't get elected. He's running
Yeah.
for president.
Mhm.
Nice way to quick get it over with for a recast.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was recast because of death and not because Terrence Howard's
Yeah.
a bitch. I mean, what? We get a new look at Sam Wilson's suit.
Mhm.
You know, much more of the Cap inspired navy base instead of a lot of silver and white.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's just a paint job.
Yeah.
Still has indestructible wings, basically.
We very briefly get to see Joaquin Torres in the trailer, but we do see Joaquin Torres flying alongside Sam Wilson, so that's pretty cool.
Which is sweet. Um, on top of that, we also, this is probably the biggest thing. We get a quick glimpse of Red Hulk. We don't see his face, but we see Red Hulk. He catches the shield, throws it into the ground, buries it into concrete, basically.
What annoys me about this, and it's not that it doesn't look great, and it's not that it doesn't look good. Sorry. Um, it's that he looks better than the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, they're gonna have to step that shit up.
They gave us this fucking cartoon Mark Ruffalo piece of shit Hulk after um
Endgame.
yeah. And now he's just this fucking ridiculous goofy guy. And now they brought in Red Hulk, who's like bigger, more ripped, looks cooler, and it's like, what are we gonna do about that? You can't just have this chubby fucking green.
The Jolly Green Giant, but less ripped.
Yeah. You can't have this chubby green piece of shit Ruffalo running around on screen fighting this badass looking dude.
I love
Like,
you, Mark Ruffalo, but your Hulk looks like a marshmallow.
he looks like shit.
Yeah.
Fucking goddamn it. Why? You could put that face on Edward Norton's Hulk body.
And
Why did they change it? It looks so bad. So bad.
Yeah.
I will fight and fight and fight for this.
I'm hoping that because
He's gonna start doing some crunches.
Well, no, I'm hoping that because Red Hulk has now been introduced, that the whole dumb arc of I combined the brawn with the brains and came out like this. I'm wearing T-shirts now. Like, I hope that shit goes away.
It's not.
It might. I
No.
hope so,
It
because
won't.
that would be the right way to do it. Like,
No.
you can be cynical. I'm also cynical about the likelihood of this pipe dream that I have about Hulk getting back to being awesome.
Pipe Dream is also the title of your sex tape. But
Wow. Okay.
Ow is the follow up.
It's called Part 2. It's not a follow up. It's a continuation. Um, no, but like they could, in a storytelling way, divert away from the shit that we've gotten because of this. So I'm hoping that they do that. Obviously, like She-Hulk makes sense because in the comics, like she's still, supposed to be like attractive and whatever, just Hulk-esque. That's fine. I didn't hate the way that She-Hulk looked. I hated the way that Hulk looked, which is a bummer to admit officially on recording because I really enjoy Mark Ruffalo. I like Mark Ruffalo, and I like him as Bruce Banner, but his Hulk has progressively gotten worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
I said
Ed Norton, look up if you guys aren't aware. Just look up, which is part of the this it's canon. Look up Edward Norton's Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
Way cooler.
If they could find somewhere between Edward Edward Norton's Hulk and the first Avengers Mark Ruffalo Hulk, somewhere in there, because the first Avengers Mark Ruffalo Hulk still looked decent.
If they just would have left the Hulk part of it the same, just because in Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton, the Hulk didn't look in the face like Edward Norton. When he hulked out, it was like a different. It looked and it was so good, and so like almost kind of scary. Like he looked so good. The muscle definition, like he looked fantastic. And then they were like Mark Ruffalo, but like let's put Mark Ruffalo's face on, instead of just like continuing with this other Hulk. My point being that you could change the actor that played Bruce Banner, but when he hulked out, why did you change the way that he hulked? You know what I mean? Like, if he didn't look like Edward Norton when he hulked out, you could have still hulked into that better looking Hulk. And they were like, let's downgrade and make him a fucking cartoon character. Let's do Shrek without the fucking upside down 100% ears.
Because Marvel now had control over it, where when it was a standalone, it was Universal, which was dumb.
Fucking
They could have just blended Mark Ruffalo's face into that original look.
Yeah. But kept the body at least. Because the Hulk in Incredible Hulk was a fucking unit.
Yeah.
A unit. Just ripped. Like, there was muscles on top of muscles. He looked so fucking good. Yeah. And then they were like, hey, let's give him, like, the haircut from Jim Carrey and Dumb and Dumber. And then, make him, like, a tennis ball green instead of, like, a dark green. Let's do that. And then instead of, like, a six-pack, let's give him, like, a dad bod. That'd be cool, right? Fucking retarded. Retarded.
Tell me how you really feel.
I just fucking did.
About the Gladiator 2 trailer. Which is... I
need a minute. You go.
Something else that we got. I mean...
My blood pressure is like...
Oh, I know. We could talk about that for fucking ever, and I would love to. Because it's fun, but it's not conducive for,
Eugene.
Or for us trying to keep some sort of time
professionalism basis. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that too. But we got the trailer for Gladiator 2. Looks awesome. It looks great.
Yeah.
One thing that you pointed out that Gladiator really bothered me. Yeah. Gladiator.
It's just Gladiator.
Oh my god, there's a tyrant and there's someone that's kind of running the games with ulterior motives.
There's a bitchy fucking douche who's running everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, it looks great. I mean,
I'm excited to see it, but yeah,
it's gonna be
it's
fantastic.
the
I'm sure
same
it's gonna be
movie.
visually. It's gonna be fun.
Avatar 2.
Similar similarities. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, similarities that
This one has
you already
water.
pointed out. Yeah, instead of chariots, they're like, oh, let's use boats. Um, Instead of a tiger on the what do you call that battlefield,
Yeah.
let's use a rhino. It's just it's very instead of I should have looked up the guy's name, but instead of the guy who uses Russell Crowe's character to be like, hey, if you win the arena, you win your freedom. They're like, here's Denzel, and he literally says, if you win the arena, you win your freedom. And it's like, my God, did you just copy and paste this
Yes.
and use different actors? And the
Yes.
answer is yes. Are they great characters? Yeah, I'm sure. I love Paul Mescal. I love Denzel Washington. I love
Pedro Pascal.
I almost said Kellen Quinn. Uh I
Uh,
did before he got weird. Uh but Joseph Quinn.
yeah.
I also love Pedro Pascal. Yeah, like you just said. The characters are great. I am here for it 100%. But they kind of just like took a stamp and they're like, remember like 20 years ago we made this?
Oh, I remember.
Bam.
I
Let's
remember.
make let's make it again. We'll just change the people. And it's just I mean just the trailer alone, you're just like, my God, this is the same
Yeah.
fucking movie.
Do you remember Gladiator? Oh, I remember
I
Gladiator.
remember Gladiator. Yeah.
uh,
Looks fantastic. I'm not knocking it in any way. I'm not trying to anyways. But I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the same fucking thing we already saw.
it's gonna be the same story. It's just gonna
Yeah. Yeah.
graphics are gonna look great.
Yeah.
Acting's gonna be great. They're gonna change some names. It's gonna be the same story.
You go. Go. Move on. I'm mad.
Oh, you're
I'm
still
getting
mad.
I'm
Woof.
getting mad. I'm getting so mad right now. Go.
We
Move.
wouldn't like you when you were mad. Um, sorry. Oh, I
Yeah.
backtracked.
I would just turn into a chubby piece of shit.
Get out of my swamp.
Yeah. Fucking A.
We got a trailer for the
Fuck
final.
you, Mark Ruffalo. Sorry.
It's not Mark Ruffalo. I love Mark Ruffalo. It's how they made him look. Okay, I'm sorry. Umbrella Academy. We got a trailer for the final season. And huh. I'm I mean, I'm
Seems
excited. I love this show.
I do also. Yeah.
And I mean, it's kind of their thing of, oh my god, the world's ending. How are we going to fix it? Oh my god, we fucked everything up. Now the world's ending.
I'm a
I
little
get it.
curious how some characters have come back because two major characters died last season.
Who is the other one?
What do you mean, who's the other one? What's the one that you know?
Ben? Tentacle Boy?
Ben, but also the monkey guy, the big guy,
Luther?
Luther. Yeah, he
Oh,
died last season.
yeah, because at the end, then they
And they
like.
meet each other in the afterlife. No, it wasn't Ben, it was the druggie. What the fuck's his name?
Oh, Klaus?
Oh,
Well,
Klaus.
he's immortal. They established that because he's. They find him in the afterlife at one point in time.
Yeah, but remember their dad like ditches him, closes the door on him, and then he like wakes up in the afterlife with Luther, and he's like, "What are you doing here?" And he's like, "Hey, Dad fucked me over," and he was like, "Oh shit, man, I'm sorry," But they're in the afterlife together. But then in the preview for next season, they're with all of them again. So it's like, how?
Because at the end of the season, because that was like mid-season of of the previous season that was out, they all find their way back to that hotel and they escape, and then they all meet in that courtyard, but none of them have like their powers anymore.
That's right. I totally forgot about that. I gotta rewatch
Because
probably last
Ben
season
has been dead
before.
for a long fucking time.
Yeah, fuck that dude.
Yeah, tentacle
Fucking
boy.
hentai. Yeah.
One thing that was cool though was that they used the My Chemical Romance song for the trailer.
That was cool. That was
For
cool.
those that don't know why that's so cool, it's because Gerard Way, the singer and songwriter for My Chemical Romance, wrote the graphic novels that the show is based on.
Yeah.
Fucking rad.
We'll look forward to that. That's in August, so that's
Yeah,
soon.
just a month away. Yeah.
Yeah. The other one is Agatha All Along. The trailer dropped for it. We knew that, I think under the working title it was what, House of Harkness,
Yeah.
and then it changed again to something else.
Uh, House of the Coven or something like that.
So, yeah, whatever. But we finally got the trailer, and it is officially called Agatha All Along. Um, there's some fun stuff in this that looks really creepy, first of all. And it comes September 18th, so right before Halloween season. Um, it looks really cool. I
Yeah.
I love Catherine Hahn. I
so
have
much.
a weird crush on
Same.
Catherine Hahn.
I'm
Yeah.
so glad I'm not
We-
the only one.
We talked about it. We talked about it.
Yeah.
This isn't news to anybody that's been listening, but
Well,
yeah,
Let me play it up a little bit. God, such a tease.
I think this show looks really fucking cool, creepy. I think based on the trailer, I think Aubrey Plaza's character is the main bad guy.
Yes.
Yeah, you agree?
And I
Okay,
think that
cool.
this will confirm that Wanda's not dead.
There's a lot of little hints. A
Mhm.
lot of little hints. One is in the opening of the trailer, basically, what's her face? Agatha is like a detective, kind of like whatever, like looking at a dead body. The dead body's fingertips are black, right?
But she's also, well, I say she because I'm jumping to conclusions. Wearing the jeans and the hoodie that we see uh, Wanda wear when
Yeah.
she's walking through the fields with Doctor Strange as well.
Yeah. So there are small hints. There's also a part where uh, when Aubrey Plaza reveals herself to Agatha, like, hey, do you think you're really living this life, or do you think that this bitch did this to you? And as she's looking at like a toe tag of like somebody it says like compliments of or some shit like that, Wanda Maximoff. Uh, and so there's that, and then there's the tree with all the hands. Like
Oh, I didn't.
they got the black fingers too, like
Yeah.
Wanda. So, uh, there are hints. We also know that Wanda is not dead. She'll be making a MCU return eventually.
Yeah.
Plus, Lizzie,
Mm,
come on, girl.
mommy. What? Sorry. Uh,
I steamrolled that. You go. You talk for a while. I'm gonna drink.
it does look creepy, and we've been led to believe that they do embrace a lot of like the horror aspects of it.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness was supposed to do it, but Sam Raimi, he's like funny, scary, like goofy, scary. Has elements of horror and sometimes very creepy, but the zooming of the eyes and the demons with weird voices that show up in all of his scary things. It, it was a Sam Raimi version of horror, which fit for an MCU transition.
I loved Doctor Strange too. I think people
I did too.
were super shitty about it because I thought it was really good.
I still really enjoy it.
Yeah.
It was definitely Sam Raimi though. Like it was,
Love Sam Raimi though.
yeah.
One of my favorite horror movies, we're getting a little off topic and I'll stop after this, is Drag Me to Hell. Sam Raimi at his fucking finest. So good. Anyways,
I remember you telling me
continue.
about that. I haven't watched that one.
You
There
wouldn't.
is a
Zero pussy.
yeah.
Yeah.
We've established. There is a part though where it shows a demon, and it's fiery and red. I'm gonna get ahead of the rumors here and say that's Mephisto, because we've been wrong every single time. I know it's not. I just wanted to be one of the first to say that's Mephisto, so that if I am right, I can be like, I fucking told you.
No, I think
Didn't say it like that.
I honestly think that Mephisto is going to be. I mean, we know it's Sacha Baron Cohen, right?
Mhm.
That casting has been confirmed. I don't think it's going to be a CGI character, and I think if it was a CGI character, it would at least look like Sacha Baron Cohen. So I don't. I think when we do get Mephisto,
Unless it's a throw
it's
off.
good. I think it's going to be a very like sly, devilish, like like fucking Rico Suave kind of character, and then
Rico
we'll
Suave.
get demon-esque later. But I don't think he's just gonna come on screen and be like, "I'm a monster," blah. You know. I
Unless
think it's
that's like a clip from like the finale and we get him throughout and they're just not.
because that wouldn't be good enough for Mephisto. The way
That's a
that
good
they,
point.
yeah, like I want the Mephisto is the MCU's devil.
Yeah, you
That
want
is
like
the devil, right? So
Al
I think
Pacino's devil's advocate.
we're
devil.
gonna see a very sophisticated, hair slicked back, in a suit and tie
Tom Ellis.
kind of character. Yeah, exactly. And then when we do see Mephisto in his true form, it's not going to be that. Because no offense to that character, whoever that character is, that would be underwhelming for me if that was Mephisto. It looked cool, it looked creepy, but if that was Mephisto, I would be like, that's underplaying it. It's the devil.
It's
I
fine.
want to
If
see.
it turns out that
I wanna
that's
see the
Mephisto,
devil.
we will just
Yeah.
cut that one part where I'm like, I'm gonna say it now. And
Yeah.
then that's all that we will post. We will not share
Yeah.
the rest of you convincing me that it's not, because you're
If
right.
you're
Yeah,
gonna
that's
go
not gonna be
the
good.
devil, I want the devil. I want like big, scary horns. Like I want Mephisto from the comics, and that did not look like Mephisto from the comics. So
Yeah.
no.
I believe
Cool, cool demon. Sure, not Mephisto.
you. Yeah.
If it is, I'll be pissed. I'll be Mephisto.
Yeah,
I'll kill myself
it didn't quite have that energy that you needed. But if you need energy, check out our other sponsor this week, which is Ray's Energy Drinks. 0 calories, 0 sugar, and 0 crash. If you don't like energy drinks, still listen up, learn how to save 15% to learn about their other products. We'll be right back with you. What's up, nerds? I wanted to take a minute and talk to you about Ray's Energy, an incredible energy drink that provides max energy with 0 crash. Ray's Energy takes a giant leap of faith with instilling a high-quality formula to bring a powerful, yet sustained, energetic experience to help you push your workouts and focus to the next level. Perfect for anyone at any time, empowered by their Refresh formula technology, Raise Energy delivers a performance-enhancing energy drink that aids in multiple different categories that include targeted focus, better recovery time, improved clean energy levels, and a boost in stamina and hydration. But most importantly, every can of Raise Energy has absolutely 0 calories, 0 sugar, and 0 carbohydrates to give you a smarter and healthier option. So don't settle for an energy drink that contains more sugar and carbohydrates than you can count. Instead, head over to repsports.com. That's REPPSPORTS.com and use the promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout for 15% off your order. Or if you don't know what you want, go ahead and click the link that's in the description to get a $50 sample pack for free. All you do is you cover the cost of shipping. Again, make sure you use promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout to let them know that we sent you.
All right, friends, we are going to talk about The Boys Season 4, right?
Yep.
Episode 7.
Yep.
Fucking hell, dude. This episode was... This season has been weird,
Yeah.
may I say?
You may.
But this episode made up for it in a huge way. This was a lot of fun. This episode was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, go ahead.
Well,
You look like you were going to say something.
I'm just curious because everyone, like from the cast, has said that this season has, like, the most above the top things that was just made them uncomfortable.
It was last episode.
Right, like that's a very serious topic, but was that it, or are we like
I think that
coming
was
up
it.
for like a more like
No.
gory,
I-
disgusting like
No, I think the rapey.
the essay?
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Because this episode had something that was kind of gross too.
Yeah.
You know, the shapeshifter, but it's more like a chameleon that has to like rip their skin off to like.
Oh, I thought you were. So there was a couple of gross scenes then, because also Webweaver gets fucking ripped in half.
Oh yeah.
Vertically by yours truly, Homelander. He's like, no, man, you're good. Puts his hand on his shoulders and he's like, hey, you know, it'd be cool if you just unzipped this way. It's just
What a gross way to describe it, but that's so...
literally Nicole was like, I don't know if I can watch this show with you anymore. And I was like, it's fine.
It's fine.
It's not that bad.
She went to
No,
see
it was
Evil Dead
it was
Rise
super
with
gross.
you
Yeah.
and me. I was there for that one.
That's bad. That's real bad. But one of the before we go any further, spoiler alert
Oh
Sorry.
yeah,
for not
Whoops.
doing that. But it, like, also, like, you should know.
Yeah, it's the second half of the episode. Also, we gave a spoiler alert tens of
But
minutes
we get
ago.
a huge battle at the end of this episode, which was the tits.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
want to go into the battle, or do you want to talk about Frenchie?
Go with Frenchie.
Okay.
He's a fucking crybaby, but yeah, go talk about him.
He is like a pity party.
Yeah,
This season.
yeah.
I mean, he kind
Well,
of has been
Are
consistently.
you
but he's
upset that you like fucked the guy that you killed his family of? You know, like, maybe don't do that.
Yeah.
And then you want everybody to feel bad for you because you did that?
Oh my
Like,
god, my consequences.
Yeah. Like, fucking shut up.
It's
Great haircut, though. I love his hair.
with the buzz down the side.
If I didn't have if my ears weren't as big as they are, if you're watching on YouTube, you know, you saw that, but I would definitely do some shit like that, but I can't because it'll just make my ears look bigger
If I
than.
looked half as good as what that actor does, I would try. And I don't look nearly half of half. So he's a good looking dude.
They're all good-looking people.
Yeah.
That's the point. But
Hollywood. What? But
yeah,
Butcher gets him out of prison
mhm.
to work with
Which they never
Samir.
explain how. I mean, they say like so and so
Yeah,
like
Mallory
pulled some strings,
from
but
the
like
CIA. Yeah.
it was a shortcut.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
But
And
anyway,
him and
yeah.
Kimiko share a moment where she explains why she's mute, and it's 100% trauma. It's almost like her therapist called that like 4 episodes ago.
Mm-hmm.
But, whatever. Um, and then, but they're working with Samir San? I don't remember his last name. But the dude that was working on the pathogen to kill Soups.
Hmm.
And Frenchie, being a junkie, was like, I can make this work in a shithole lab. Let's go. And then Samir stabs Kimiko in the leg with
The pathogen.
with the infectious disease, and we watch her leg start to erode. It's very gross. It's very quick.
Oh, that wasn't the bad
That
part. The
wasn't,
bad
yeah,
part was Frenchie going, "Here, focus on this." And then he just saws her fucking leg off.
yeah. Puts on a tourniquet, hands her a stuffed animal. It's a bee with a heart, and says, "You're the bee's knees," and then saws her leg off. And then the stuffed animal is covered in blood.
Hmm.
Mm.
Mm.
Do
Sorry,
do
Karen
her limbs?
Fukuhara.
Oh yeah. Oh, 100%. My goodness.
Probably one of my like top five crushes.
Oh, easily.
Yeah, yeah,
Do her limbs grow back?
probably. Will they make a Deadpool reference and have her have like a
A
tiny little
big.
leg?
I hope
That would
so
be
now,
awesome. That would be
because
cool.
they've fully embraced a lot of other mainstream heroes just this season. I mean, Web
Hmm.
Weaver, Tech Knight being
Batman
just a
or
BDSM
Bruce
Batman.
Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
World's greatest detective. That is a freak in the sheets. What?
Rico Leak.
Freak on a
Yeah.
leash, you know?
Ooh, wow.
He would like that though.
Yeah.
Um,
Web Weaver gets ripped in half. Oh, we already said that.
yeah.
Um.
Let's get back to what you were
Oh,
talking about, that big fight scene. That's just
big fight scene.
insane.
Well, basically, what's his face? The Deep. Oh man, Deep kill. First of all, Deep kills
Oh.
Emma Thompson. Is it Emma Thompson, right? Or was it Tilda Swinton?
I think
I
it's Tilda
forgot.
Swinton.
Tilda. Okay.
Yeah. Ambrosia.
He kills his suction from another monction.
His
Uh,
octopussy, if you will.
yeah, his octopus. That's better than mine. Damn it. Uh,
Huzzah!
uh, he kills her, which is sad. Because she's like, her dying words are, I love you.
It's still funny.
Still funny. But yeah, so I was actually, and I think I told Nicole this, I definitely told you this today. I was really hoping for the Deep to have the character, like, in all, like, also have a character arc, like, um, A
A-Train.
Train, right? I was like, they're all gonna turn against, um, Homelander, but, fuck the Deep. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
He like reverted into a bigger piece of shit than
He
he ever
was.
was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, so they, the Deep and Black Noir, they show up to the boys' headquarters and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna kill you." And they're like, "Oh no, oh no," and
Oh no.
and they put up a decent fight for a little bit. But Starlight, they made, dude, in this season, Starlight has been without her fucking sparkly powers. She has been more of a badass than she has ever been in this show without her powers.
Yeah.
Like, yo,
I mean, towards
where
the end of last season, she got pretty badass, like against Soldier Boy. But
for like 5 seconds.
I still agree with what you're saying.
Yeah, she's they're giving her like more power. Here's You're gonna piss me off.
I am.
Last season, yeah, last season we literally bashed her last season for her performance as a superhero because she like was like and like sucked all the electricity out of the building and she was like boom and knocked fucking Soldier Boy on his ass for like 2 seconds and it was like all of that for 5 seconds of nothing.
Right. That was just the most badass that she had been.
Yeah, but it was so minimal.
Yeah.
You and I a year ago bashed that scene, and now you're like, "Oh, she was badass last year," and I was like, "No, she
I
wasn't." We
said at
literally,
the end in that fight, and then you said for 5 seconds, and I was like, yeah, you're right. And
yeah,
I agree that this season,
she has been more badass without her sparkly powers or whatever the fuck they are than she has ever been. Like
yeah,
there's a scene in this episode where she fucking sticks her hands in Deep's gills
kills,
and lifts him off the ground. It was fucking
and then
dope.
holds him with one hand to pull back and punches him across the room
It was fucking
and
badass.
smashes him with a 45-pound weight on top of
Yeah.
that.
Mm. They should have killed. I don't know why they didn't kill him. I mean,
I
I
think
know
that
why.
they think
Like,
that they did, or
no, because what's his face? MM says like something about it. I don't remember what the line was,
oh, I
but
thought he
they're
was just
like,
talking about Noir, who they threw out
no,
the
they were
window.
like, we should. No, they just shoot him with the gun, and he flies out the window and goes away. And then they even say like it's gonna be no time before Noir tells Homelander. A-Train's like he's gonna tell Noir that I'm the leak.
Yeah.
So he's not dead. And then MM says something about Deep, and he's like, he's not dead. We should finish him off right now.
Oh, I
And
don't
they're like,
remember
no,
that.
yeah. And they're like, no, don't do it because I don't remember what the reason was. I gotta watch it again.
A couple.
I had a, no, I had a couple of something, but I had a baby screaming in my ear, and I had a girlfriend asking me questions about shit that I'm also watching in the real time. So I don't know the answers to it. That kind of thing.
So, a couple.
Why is this happening? I don't know, babe. I'm in the same fucking headspace
I
you are
I am
right now.
witnessing this in real time with you. You're right. Uh,
I feel like a dick. But there was a huge battle at the end of it. Everybody shows up. A Train outs himself as the leak and takes on the Deep. They have a cool ass fight, and he's like, "I never fucking liked you. Fuck you." Blah blah blah. Uh,
yeah.
MM and Butcher like have a awesome scene where they're just fucking lighting everybody up with guns, like or lighting up Noir with guns. Like this was a cool ass episode. This is what we want. This is what we've been waiting for is for the
Yeah.
boys like in a head-on collision with the Soups and they held their own and it was
Plus,
fucking
the
dope.
meta commentary was fucking hilarious
Yeah.
about Noir.
Noir. Yeah.
When Noir sees the Deep and he's like, you're the fucking leak? And Noir, I mean, we know that he's been replaced since last season because Homelander killed the last Noir. But, having, in public, he still doesn't speak because Noir didn't speak. So, Annie or Starlight is like, did he just fucking speak? Was hilarious. And then we learned a couple of episodes ago when Noir told Deep, like, I can fly. Like, did you know that I can fly? Like, but they won't let me fly because the original Noir couldn't. And then he starts to fly. And then Butcher is like, is he fucking flying? Like, just them getting on the same page of, like, this isn't the same dude.
Yeah.
But they did it in such a hilarious way amidst such an intense fight. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Man, the show is good. It's so good. Ugh. Do you have anything else from this episode that you want to talk about? The
fuck.
ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking Starlight.
Yeah, go for it.
She is being held so there's like a part where this random ass, so we know from earlier in the episode, which you said was one of the gross parts, was that there's a shapeshifter in the episode. And towards the end of the episode there is this girl who comes up to Starlight and she's like, hey, I'd like to have a selfie with you, blah 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 blah. And Starlight reluctantly takes the selfie. But then all of a sudden, Huey, who had his hand cut, is like laying in bed, and Starlight comes in her Starlight outfit, which we know from earlier in the episode. She's like, I never want to fucking see that thing again. And all of a sudden, she's wearing it, and she's like, I know you've been fantasizing about this, blah blah blah, and they fuck. And it's not fucking Starlight. It's the shapeshifter.
Yeah.
And we see that Starlight is chained up in a basement or something, blah blah blah. More notably, we get to see Annie's butt. She cute.
For how many people have talked crap about her losing some weight and how much thinner she looks in this. I mean, both of us. I
don't give a shit about
we've been trying
how much weight she lost.
Be respectful.
She looks different here.
Yeah.
She definitely got some lip filler. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
But she was already
something.
so pretty. Like, why?
Yeah.
Fuck you, Hollywood. Stop doing this.
Stop ruining beautiful people.
Yeah.
Still caked.
But anyway, she got a nice butt.
Still caked. Yeah.
Little butt. No, I wouldn't call it caked. She had a little butt. Very little butt. But it was cute.
Like angel food.
Cute
you know, it's light.
Yeah.
It's light and airy.
Yeah.
But yeah. And that's how the episode ends, is Annie chained in some abandoned room, seeing the skin of the person that she took the selfie with, knowing that there's someone out there pretending to be her.
And she's just banging Huey.
Well, yeah, she probably doesn't know that yet, but they
No, I'm just
definitely
saying,
didn't wear
that's
protection.
what's happening.
That's for
Yeah.
damn sure.
Yeah.
No time.
Blah, blah, blah.
She... Well, on that note, is there anything else that you want to talk about for this episode?
Nope.
So final words are blah, 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 blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, that's fair.
But before we do, we are going to talk about our honorable mentions. Chad, what do you have?
I have a few. One being, I've been keeping up with My Adventures with Superman, as well as The Acolyte, and I've been rewatching Game of Thrones. So those are pretty much those for me. What about you?
Man,
Sweet.
I watched I watched um In a Violent Nature.
Oh, that's right. You
Uh,
told me about this.
it was horribly acted. The story was shit, but the kill scenes were so graphic and disgusting that even I love gore. There were a couple that I had a hard time like enjoying.
Yeah,
It was
you told
yeah.
me about one, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, not watching this one.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Because like when it comes to like slashers and stuff like that, like I can handle that. It's
Yeah, it
more when
wasn't
it's
just
like
like
demonic
stab
shit,
or like decapitate. It was like, I mean, let me just,
rip a spine out.
I'm gonna just go for one here. I'm
Yeah,
just gonna go for one of the weird ones. Uh, this is, it's, uh, the guy like uses a hook to like punch a hole through this girl, and then he spins her around, sticks the hook in the top of her head, spins her back around, puts his foot on her back, and pulls the chain, which then breaks her neck, and then pulls her head through the hole in her stomach that he had just made from stabbing her through the stomach. And then he just fucking Sparta kicks her off a cliff. And I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
that's Jason Bourne.
It was
I had to make a
and
joke because
it was
that's
so like the thing is that they put all of their money in this movie into
the effects.
graphics. It was so graphic. Like it wasn't like fucking corn syrup spraying all over the place. It was chunks and blood looking like shit, like dropping onto the ground. Like it was
Mm.
graphic. It was graphic. Good job. Good fucking job to the directors and what producers of that movie. You guys killed it on that aspect of it. But yeah. Um I also watched My Adventures with Superman. Um it's a weekly thing. We just don't talk about it anymore, but I fucking love that show.
Yeah, it's a good
And
episode.
then I watched How to Lose Friends and Alienate People, which is fucking hilarious.
I need to watch that. You've been telling me about it for
Years,
this one, not years.
years.
I don't remember you telling me about this one until like at least
A few years
months.
ago. Yeah, I got you.
Fuck off. Anything else
Uh,
for honorable
okay.
mentions?
I was like, am I supposed to say something here? No. No, that's it. That's all I got for honorable mentions.
All right. Well, for our listeners, if you've made it this far, or you paused and came back, or paused a couple of times and came back, thank you. Um, but if you want to support the
Don't
show,
call it a comeback. Sorry.
that's twice this episode.
Hmm.
Please like, share, and subscribe wherever you find this podcast. It really does help us. If you want to support us more, Jake, what should they do?
Give us your money.
Yes, we would greatly appreciate that. We don't pocket anything, at least not yet. Um,
That's the goal.
maybe one day. But everything goes back into the show to do giveaways, bigger and better things, things like going to Comic Con and
Yeah.
having booths at Comic Cons.
Speaking of Comic-Con, come see us
Yeah.
at Comic-Con
Yeah,
or Minneapolis Con,
Twin
Sorry.
Cities Con.
Twin Cities Con. Fuck.
You'll get there. We'll be there. But your contributions do help with things like that. If you don't want to give us your money on a monthly basis, I mean, we get it, but lame. You could always just go to allthingsnerdpod.com, pick up something from the merch store. That still helps. You get something out of it. We get something out of it. It goes back into the show. Super rad. If you like other nerdy stuff, check out our buymeacoffee.com/allthingsnerd, where we have our pre-show warm-up, where we get drunk and talk about nerdy things that don't make it into the show. Or if you want a free alternative, I mean, lame, but I get it, check out the Kobolds in the Basement. It's a live played tabletop RPG podcast that I host. That was a lot to say in a short amount of time, but we still love you anyways. And, thank you for being here. This has been the All Things Nerd Podcast.